Hi, everyone. Welcome to the last Microsoft 365 Pulse roadmap recording of June. We are halfway through the year. It seems like it's just gone whoosh. So it's once again the TamTom show, Tamara and myself, Tom. We will go ahead and cover the normal things that we do. If this is your first time listening, we start with in development. These are the items that are being built in Microsoft and will eventually, hopefully, make its way out. Then we go to rolling out, which means it started to be disseminated out to the clients and the tenants to which it is targeted for. Launched is the third category, and that means that if your tenant is where it was intended to be, you should have it in your tenant by now. And then finally, we have canceled. Sometimes we have those, sometimes we don't. Today we have 3 or 4 of them. I forgot. I scrolled up and don't see them on the spreadsheet anymore. So we will go ahead and get started with in development, and I will hand it off to my wife, Tamara. What would you like to talk about first?
Sure. Apps for Teams meetings are available in the classic Outlook for Windows. So now you can configure or add an app for a Teams meeting while scheduling the meeting from Outlook. Now this, just a moment. Now these apps will be ready to use when you chat or join the meeting in Teams. So it's nice that you can get that stuff set up so it's all ready to go.
Sounds good.
And then the other thing for Outlook for Android is see recipient's auto reply message when composing an email. So this is available for DoD, GCC High, Worldwide, and GCC. So everybody got a little love on that one.
Well, it's nice
What do
that you're
you
able to
have,
see that
Tom?
in mobile.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go right to where my entire day has basically been, even though this particular one doesn't affect me. Microsoft Stream, the Stream migration tool, is in development for the GCC customers. Basically, everybody in worldwide has had this tool since probably about February, and that started a clock in terms of how long you had to actually do migrations. GCC did not get the tool, and it's supposed to become available on July 30th to GCC customers. I'm assuming that will start their counter in terms of how long they have to migrate, and you will then be able to go from there. So keep an eye open for that. SharePoint, this is something that appears to be going to all the different tenants and it's supposed to be out in July. And that is SharePoint, updated site creation experience. It's written up as, with this update, you will choose a site template based on your scenario to get started creating your site. When choosing a template, you can see its capabilities and even see a preview. This change will help site owners through the process by simplifying and providing additional guidance when creating the site. This will probably be really good if you've got self-service set up. You want to say, hey, here are the different templates you have available to you. So that could be something that either will be really cool for your environment or people will go crazy and you won't have any control over that anymore. So definitely keep an eye open for that one. I'll also throw one other one out there before I throw it back to Tamara. OneDrive, colored folders.
Oh,
Yay! And this is going to everybody. I love the write-up on this. You've asked for ways to personalize and customize your OneDrive, and we're delivering. Soon you'll have the option to create colored folders or change the color of existing folders on OneDrive for web. Colored folders give you an at-a-glance signal to help you locate your content while adding a touch of personality to your OneDrive. Yay, personality in OneDrive. Seriously, I think it's cool that you can have different colored folders because from a visual standpoint, if you have a number of folders out there and you've got one that's really important, but it's buried like 3 screens down, it'll be easier if you can just say, yeah, it's my green folder and be able to go in and easily find it that way. So that is something that's supposed to be out in August. And again, it's coming to all the different clients. Anything you would like to cover?
yes, Microsoft Teams meeting participants' time zones. So when scheduling a meeting with people from different time zones, happens to me all the time. I mean, we're talking about time zones on the other side of the world here. And the user will be prompted with suggested start times and additional insights that correspond to the participants' respective time zones, ensuring that a more suitable time for all the meeting participants is selected. This is great because I have been chatting with people at midnight lately. So I really appreciate this. And that's rolling out to everybody in July of 2023.
I, on the other
So
hand, have
just
been
around the
asleep when
corner.
she's talking to the people at midnight. So
He
hey.
is passed out cold.
So, one other one that I will mention, and they don't give a lot of information on this one, but I definitely want to keep an eye open for it because I think it could be a game changer. And that is OneNote. Insert meeting details from across Microsoft 365. So easily access meeting content across Loop, Outlook, and Teams directly in your OneNote canvas. That is not due until February of 2024. So there's a lot of work that's going to go on there, I think.
How did I miss that one?
That was like right above colored folders, but it's there.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. So
I marked it.
yeah, I don't know if that means that you're going to be able to more easily take notes from all these various parts. The fact that they're looping in Loop, see what I did there,
I see what you
Outlook,
did there.
Teams, everything else. I think it's going to make it easier to use OneNote as a consolidated client. I do have to laugh though. I just noticed on the description, OneNote, insert meeting details from across Microsoft 635.
Oh, fat
Yeah,
finger.
yeah, there you go. So that's all that I wanted to mention in the in
Me too.
development. Do you have anything else? Okay, then we
Nope.
will roll on to rolling out. Go ahead and lead us off on that one, Tamara.
Microsoft Stream playlists in SharePoint list web part. This is a lie. This is rolling out and it's broken.
Oh, wonderful.
So when you add the list web part to your page, and then you select the playlist view, you go in and you edit the web part, and from the panel on the right, you choose from the view drop down your playlist view that you've already set up in the list. It takes that playlist view, which looks beautiful and perfect in the list, but in the web part, it puts it in grid view and it's already in edit mode. I don't think this is a feature. So I
Oh,
just found out about that and they asked me anything prior to this. So I'll be doing some research on that and I'll keep you posted.
the only reason I sigh really heavily is I was on a Microsoft call this morning about stream migration, and it looks like they're going to be updating some of the dates and cutoff dates that they have, and they still don't have the migration tool working exactly the way it's supposed to. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so tired of this. But yeah, that didn't surprise me.
No.
Um, the thing that I'll talk about is Outlook Loop components read support in Mail for mobile. So Loop components are the live interactive collaborated little objects that you can stick in there and everybody can, update information. You can see it in emails, chats, anything else. When you send a Loop component, everyone in the email can view it inline, see changes instantly, and easily make edits. This means you can collaborate right inside a Outlook message email message. Outlook mobile users will see the active loop component where changes made in the component across supported apps sync instantly and then be able to tap on the component to edit it in the Microsoft 365 mobile app or if you're in Android on the Loop mobile app.
Okay,
So
this is too long of an explanation.
yeah, I think basically what it amounts to is what they're doing with Loop and the fact that they're starting to embed it in all these different things is finally making its way out to mobile, and in this case, mail. So again, if Loop turns out to be something that becomes very ingrained in your particular environment, this is going to be just one more way that somebody can see it and interact with that Loop component regardless of where they're at, regardless of what application they're in, and regardless of what device they're in. So I think it's a good thing. It will be interesting to see exactly how it works once it actually comes out. That's June of this year. Rolling out means we might have it out there. Looks like it's only going out to worldwide, so the government clouds will not see it at this point in time.
No.
What else you got there?
I'm good for rolling out.
Well, I'll drop one more here. OneDrive, configure sync settings to exclude specific files. This feature will allow you to configure OneDrive sync settings, and this is in the admin client, to exclude selected files and selected file types from syncing to OneDrive. When available, the configuration settings will be located in the OneDrive Admin Center. So this is nice in the fact that you can say, hey, I don't want people syncing .ps1 files for PowerShell files. I don't want them syncing because that could be malicious content. It could run something, things like that. We can set those now as excluded file types. And I think they're changing the OneDrive sync client also to where you will actually be able to see what those excluded file types are instead of it being hidden in an admin center that you don't have access to as a regular user. So that's something that is rolling out, supposed to be out by June, which means they've got 2 more days, or it's out there and I haven't seen it yet. So that's what I have in the rolling out. Let's move on to launched.
Fabulous. Microsoft project goals in Project for the Web. So goals in project allows you to define a set of objectives that your project is targeting and link these goals to individual tasks and define goal properties such as priority and status. This is rolling out to worldwide and the GCC right now.
Cool.
So this should be in your environment. And then also Microsoft Teams virtual appointment app for GCC. The virtual appointment app provides a single location where professionals and administrators can create and manage scheduled and on-demand virtual appointments in Microsoft Teams, view valuable appointment insights and analytics, and get real-time status updates in a queue view and send appointment reminders. So that's for GCC that's already out and worldwide. But it's coming to GCC. It's not in GCC High. It's not in DoD yet. What do you have, Tom?
Not a lot, actually. Outlook, new Outlook for Windows and web, support for search folders. So search folders are virtual folders that provide a view of all email items that match specific search criteria. For example, the unread mail search folder enables you to view all unread messages in one folder, even though the messages might be saved in different folders across your mailbox. That was or is due out this month. It's launched, which means everybody should have it, everybody being commercial. It doesn't look like it was rolled out to government clouds. So those are very useful in the fact that you can easily set up things that perhaps you're always going in and saying, hey, I want to search for these particular things in my inbox and I have the large volume of mail that comes in. It sounds like you'll be able to accommodate those in this particular scenario. And I'll also go ahead and throw out Microsoft Viva Live People Card within Viva Goals. So users can now hover over icons of different users within Viva Goals to display their live people card. And there's also DoD support for connections. So Viva Connections will be made available for use in the DoD. So it means it's probably secure enough now where they trust it at the highest level of security in the government clouds. So that's all I've got there. Anything else you want to mention before I go on to canceled?
No, cancel away.
Cancel away. We have 4 items in canceled. It's a big, big day for canceled.
Yes.
Microsoft Viva Goals OKR views in SharePoint. This one is being postponed indefinitely. You may get it at some point in the future. We just don't know what that date would be right now. Microsoft Teams appointment queue in GCC. This is empowering employees to manage and service scheduled and on-demand appointments in one location with advanced capabilities, so on and so forth. This is being removed as a duplicate of something else that's already out there. So you're not losing that capability, they're just cleaning up the roadmap for this one. Then we have Microsoft Purview Compliance Portal, Insider Risk Management, ability to assign alerts and cases to an owner. This is also a duplicate of an existing item out there, so they're getting rid of this one, and they'll continue to do the work under the other one that they have out there. And finally, Microsoft Teams see multiple participants in shared content preview in presenter window when screen sharing. This one is being postponed indefinitely. And the description was, while screen sharing, the presenter window now shows up to 4 meeting participants, both video and audio, active speakers, and raised hands. Meeting notifications are surfaced to the central area of the screen for easier awareness and consistent windowing behavior. That, like I say, is being postponed indefinitely. It was due for July, got canceled, and it was going to everybody. So if that was something you were looking for, hold your breath. It's not coming out in the time frame that was initially expected. And with that, that covers this week's webcast. Please join us again next week or whenever you happen to see these once we post them to all the regular locations. And we will once again cover the latest in the Microsoft roadmap so you can get a quick condensed version of everything without having to try to wade through the roadmap on your own. And with that, have a great rest of your day or evening or night, whatever, whenever you look at this, and we will talk to you in a week or so. Thank you very much, everyone, and goodbye.
Bye now.